friends. Welcome to Joy Phido International. So how are you doing today? As always, I'm so excited to be here because what we do here is completely focused at empowering you to success. Or you can say empower your success. That's what we're here for. Because we don't want to just sit here, have so much knowledge, and don't share it with you. So we share the knowledge we know. We've been out there trying so many things, and we now know the difference between what works and what doesn't work. So today is just one of those days we're going to be sharing what we have experienced with you. My name is Joy Phido, and welcome on board. So today, the title is, To Them That Have, More Will Be Added Unto Them. Now this message comes from the Bible, the Holy Bible. And this is the greatest book of wisdom. It's the greatest book of self-empowerment. It's the greatest book that empowers us to success. But you know what's funny? Most of us don't know it. Because what's happened is over the years, people have mixed up our understanding of what life should be. And so when we look at the Bible, all we are seeing is intimidation. We're seeing people trying to pull us away from who we're supposed to be. We're seeing people telling you that they are the ones sent from above and you should listen to them. But the book is there. Like every other book that I have, every book that we have, the book is there to empower you, to strengthen you, to guide you, to support you. So you hear people who again are not Christians, but trust me, they go to the Bible to get knowledge. They go to the Bible to seek guidance. So this particular title today, To Them That Have, More Will Be Added Unto Them, is one of those messages that we are going to look at. That we're going to find out the little secrets in the Bible that it's supposed to guide us and support us. So I'll go straight into it. This particular one relates to the parable of the talent. Parable of the talent. And it's in Matthew 25:14 to 29. 14 to 29. I'm not going to read it. Matthew 25, 14 to 29. So that's a little homework for you to do at your own spare time. So what's this particular parable about? It's about this master who was going on a long journey, and as he was going, he had to give out some of his money to his servants. And the particular one he gave 5 talents, the other one he gave 3, and the other one he gave 1. And what then happened? The one he gave 5 went and used that 5 talents and got 5 more talents. The one he gave 3 did the same thing, and then the one he gave 1 dug the ground, put the talent in, and did nothing with it. And the master comes back and he says, so what happened while I was away? And so the one with 5 gave him the result. The one with 3 gave the result. And the one with 1 said, Master, I know you. You are a very stubborn man, and you're very strong, stern and hard to deal with. So I was worried I didn't want to lose your talent. So I decided to bury it, and here is your 1 talent. And then what then happened was the master then said, give me that 1 talent. He took it off him, and he gave it to the one who had 5. And then came that message, to them that have, more will be added unto them. Now, ordinarily, you and I would think, what? This man had just 1. How come the master didn't give him more from the other guy who had 5 and has now got 5, making 10? The master should have taken more from that one and give to him. But that's not how nature works. This is another interesting book I have called Walking with the Law. And this law is the law of nature. And what we found out is the law of nature, the way people want to interpret nature. Lots of people say nature is not fair. It's not fair. People who have so much are getting more and more, and people who don't have are suffering and suffering. And nature says, I'm not going to be fair. It's not about being fair. It's about being just. So that's a big message I want all of us to pick up today. Nature is about being just. And so the Bible ended it up in 29 to say, for unto everyone that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance. But from him that hath not, shall be taken away even that which he hath. And that is so scary. It's so scary because the message I share with you here is, I want all of us to have. I want us to go out there and succeed. I want to ensure that at least I support people. I support people in my community to at least get to know more such that they can create their own success. And if I can do this one person at a time, I would have achieved something. I would have succeeded. I would have felt like I've achieved my mission in life. I mean, there's another interesting book I picked up. It says, Why the Rich Get Richer. So you see how it connects with this Bible passage. Why the rich get richer. So to them that have, more will be given to them. And to them that have not, the little they have will be taken away from them. So now we need to be realistic with this. We need to be very practical with this. Let's watch out. Look around you. Some people get angry and say, but it's not fair. We've said that one. We've said it's the law of nature. Let's look at examples. So watch your social media feed if you are on social media. You'll find that people who have loads of friends. Example, the Kardashians, Ronaldo, the footballer, and so many more musicians. They have so many friends on social media, millions of people. And they keep getting more and more. Good example, to them that have more is given unto them. So, we that don't have that many people, you have to keep watching your social media feed. I watch and I look at it. You see people, no matter how much effort they're putting in sometimes, very few people like their work. Very few people were going to go make comments. But that's just the way of nature. Now, I'm not telling you this for you to be disheartened and give up. Because we're going to find ways around this. We're going to see how we too can pull out of this situation we're in. Example, you go to the bank and you find that people in the bank, the banking system, people have loads of money in their bank account. They get the bank chasing them. Do you want more loan? Do you want more loan? And you that haven't even got any money, the bank is not interested in you. If you go to the bank now and say you want a loan and you have nothing, they start asking for everything under the sun. I mean, I remember one time I went to the bank and I said, my business account, and I said, could you give me an overdraft facility on my bank account? How much was it? I wasn't asking for much. Just in case I went under. And what did they say to me? Oh, go and bring your business plan. Go and bring this and go and bring that. And I was like, but I've been with this bank for so long. You should have my history. Why are you then asking me to bring business plan? And was like, oh yeah, but you know, it's a business loan. And so we have to put in place all the rules. But I know that if I had so much money, they will be the one writing me letters begging me to come and take loan. The same applies to credit card as well. The minute you have credit card and you have money going on with you, they are chasing you with gold, platinum. And you that don't have anything, nobody wants to know. So again, rich countries, you watch them, everything goes well for them. I mean, when you're looking at the international scene, International Monetary Fund and World Bank and all of those big organizations, when it comes to rich countries, they treat them with, soft, how do I say, soft care. Let's not upset them. They are so amazing. They're doing so well. And then go and look at poor countries. That's when all the rules under the books will be pulled out. Now this loan we're going to give you, you're going to have to pay crazy money, crazy interest rate on it, and then we're going to make sure you introduce, there's nothing they haven't tried doing to destroy poor countries. I remember one time in Nigeria we had to come up with austerity measures because the country went to ask for loan from World Bank, and the World Bank was like, for us to give you this loan, these are the things you're going to impose on your people. Austerity measures. And that's just to kill the people some more, like bite us some more. Why? Because we don't have. And for as long as you don't have, the little you have will be taken away from you. So we need to be thinking now. Another interesting one is, we've talked about the typical scenario of the corrupt countries and their corrupt politicians and leaders. For example, I live here in the UK, and I tell you I cannot go to the bank and ask for anything without the whole world being. I was telling you a story in the last video where I'm working on something with a friend of mine, and we're going to be directors of this company, and suddenly the law says they should investigate us or see who we are to be sure that we are not laundering money. Laundering money? I live here and I could not even have access to anything because that's how the system operates. You're not allowed anything more than a certain amount. Somebody was telling me a story how a friend of hers or so went to the bank with £600. No, this person sold something and got cash for selling either his bike or his boat or something, and got £600 cash, and he went to the bank, and now they're calling him into a special room to explain how he got that money because he lives here. And then it was like, how can you prove that you got this money from the sale of what you were selling? And this man was like, is there any other way I can prove it? I sold my thing and this is the money that came out of it. But you see, these corrupt politicians from various parts of the world come to this same UK, London, which is the capital of corruption in the world. They will come with billions of dollars, billions of pounds sterling, and then they will walk into the bank and transfer this money, and nothing is amiss. Nobody questions nobody. And we are told for £600 we're laundering money. So that's the scenario again, where the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, and to them that have, more is given unto them. Because that's how the system operates. That's how the system operates. So, my message to you is we need to aim to have more in life. Because we've seen examples. We've seen that for as long as we have little, the little we have will be taken away from us. For as long as we have little. And there are different ways you can read interpretation into this. No one wants to share with that person who doesn't have. It's very weird, but that's the way it is. If you're not bringing something on the table, people don't want to touch you. I mean, you see all over the place with homeless people, and it's very rarely you see people want to give them anything. And then we hear these stories about charity organizations here and, left, right, and center all over the place, and people have started investigating into these charity organizations to find out that this money is not even going to the poor people they claim they are sending the money to. These monies are used in paying directors. They're used in providing accommodation for them. There was a case I attended an event, and these people saved the children or Samaritans, one of them. And it was found out that they operate in Africa, in most of these African countries. And the help does not get to the people. What happened? One of them had a check at the event to say to us, what did we expect? Because he was on the panel, they were discussing this thing. And he was lucky that he wasn't lynched, because people were really upset. What were we expecting? That he should live with the poor people? But you claim to be taking care of the poor. So, people generally will not visit any poor country. This is just to give you instances of where to them that have more is given. You only see people want to visit those countries that are doing so well. Example, Dubai. Example, Thailand. Example, US. Oh, I want to visit US because it makes you feel good. You feel elated that you're telling your friends you're going to US. It makes you feel good, I'm going to Dubai. And we're not curious enough to say, oh, where's that poor country? Let me go see how things are. Because it's just the way it is. And you know, in tourism, the more people visit that country, the more it is obvious that that country is making more money. Because the money you earned in your own country is what you have gone to spend in this other country. Tourism is just another form of export. So while you may have bought, you know, your country may have manufactured, or maybe you're the best producers of cotton or palm oil or groundnut, and you export it abroad to another country and they pay you in hard currency for exporting that raw material. The same thing with tourism. When people visit your country, what they do is they bring their hard-earned money to that country. And so, when a country becomes so popular with tourists, that country is making lots of money. And that's one of the things Dubai chose to do, because they realized that their, you know, natural resources wasn't going to last forever. So they felt, why don't we just find another way to earn money? So they invested in the country. And now the country is earning money without them exporting anything. That's what small countries do. But you see, most of us in Africa, our African countries, are not thinking like that at all. What they would rather do is take the raw cash in the country, export it to a country that's already doing well, and by so doing, depriving their own people of growth, of success, of a future. And then you now see these countries that are developed are the ones who then have all the people all over the world visiting that place and making them richer, while those of us who don't have, our politicians now take the little we have away from us and go and give to those countries. Do you see how this simple parable in the Bible is educating us? We need to learn from this, because that's what I do. This is one of the things I've been chasing knowledge for, because I need to know what it is that we're doing wrong. And that's the message I give to anyone that wants to hear. We need to find out where it is wrong that we need to correct. And so if you follow me on Joy Phido International, the Joy Phido on Instagram, these are the type of messages I share. Messages that will inspire you. Messages that will empower you. Messages that will guide you. Because see, the thing I always say to all of us, life recycles. There is no new way of living again. People have been through anything that any of us are going through. And so the smartest thing to do is to start speaking to people who have been through the things we're going through, so they can guide us. And one of the best places is the Bible. That's why most times I call it the living history. It's something that connects with you right now. It's not old history. History of, you know, in 2018, or not 2018, in 1818, something happened, and so it's ED, happened. And so you're thinking, the possibility of it happening again is not real. It's not going to happen again. It's happened. But with the Bible, everything in there is telling you as is happening. Present continuous. So, when you know something, you get more knowledge on how to do it. This is the trick. So, those who have get more added onto them, because when you have knowledge, what happens is more knowledge comes to you. So that's the little secret here. To them who have more is given unto them. The minute you start knowing something, you get more of that thing. Example, say you wanted to learn how to drive, and then you start driving. What will happen is the first day you're driving, it'll be difficult, and then it carries on, maybe for a month, for 2 months, for 3 months, because your subconscious is trying to get used to what is required to drive. But the minute you know it, guess what happens? You get better. And that's the thing with every skill out there. When I teach people how to braid, it's the same thing. For the first few days, they are crying. They're upset. Why am I doing this? Why is my hand not flowing? Why is it not easy? Why is it difficult? Then I encourage them. You have to keep doing it. Don't stop. Because the thing with skills is the more you do it, the better it gets. And so that connects with to them that have more is given. Because the more you seek something, the more you chase something, the more you want to know something, that knowledge becomes more and more available to you. We were talking about social media earlier. If you're not making your business to say, you know what, I really want to understand social media. I want to know how I can get more likes. I want to know how I can get more followers. There's so many things you can do. So many things. And it's a question of you having that interest. I want to know this. I really want to be good at that. And that's the message of them that have more will be given unto them. Because the more you are picking on something, the more you are chasing that thing, the more that thing becomes easier for you. Okay, so I know what's in me, the Africanness in me. I read a poster recently, and he said, I think it was from Kwame Nkrumah. He said, I'm not African because I was born in Africa. I'm African because Africa was born in me. And that resonated so much with me. I just know that everything African, I connect with it. I was born there, I was raised there, and everything that goes there touches my spirit. Whenever I visit my country, whenever I visit Nigeria, I am at home. Now, the way things are right now back there, it's so unsafe. Insecurity and all that goes with it. But I tell you, in the midst of all of that, I am at peace with my soul. And it's shown in everything I do. If I'm dressed in my African outfit, I am at peace. I just love everything about it. If I'm cooking my African meals and dishes, I am at peace. That's who I am. If I'm teaching African skills, as in braiding and all that goes with that, twisting and braiding and cornrows and all of that, that's African. I am at home with it. And so it's taking me time to realize that that spirit in me, that person in me, wants to connect with my African being. And that's why when I come here to complain about when Africa is being led astray, the message comes from deep inside me. So once you know who you are, all you have to do is project that person. Because what they say is you attract what you put out. So when people see me being this way, who I am, the people that come towards me are people who connect with what I'm presenting. That's that law of attraction. So when you project anything out there and that's not connected with your soul, what you end up doing is attracting the wrong people into your life. And then it will not connect with you, and then you start having unnecessary unhappiness. And you know when we're saying that, I was saying about the COVID-19 and the lockdown issues, Lots of people are struggling with what they call mental health issues. Mental health is not until you're running mad on the streets or you start speaking to yourself. Mental health is that little disconnection with who you are. Once you're disconnected, the people I'm hanging around, I don't feel good with them. The food I'm eating, this is not what I should be eating. The clothes I wear, that's not me. The way I do things, I don't want to be there. The minute that starts to happen, you begin to lose that connection with who you are, and that's when that mental health issue starts to come in. That's when you start hearing people having depression and all kinds of issues start to follow. So if anything you're picking up today, know yourself, know who you are, and nobody can tell you who you are. Your children will not tell you, your partner will not tell you, your friends will not tell you. Deep in your soul, you know who you are, you know where you want to be, you know what you want in your life. Find that person out, and then we will talk that person through. So the next stage is seek and you shall find. So once you know who you are, know what you want, know what you're trying to achieve, start seeking that thing. Start looking for that thing. My message, when I started with braiding, I knew I wanted to share the skill of braiding with people. I knew I was hungry to know more about braiding and extension. So what I went out there on the streets. I was looking for anyone that was willing to share their knowledge with me. And the good thing with today is technology has given us so much power. We cannot complain that we don't know where to find what. All you have to do is put the right question into your Google, and Google gives you the answer. I mean, it's even so simple as write the long sentence. If you're worried about, I don't know what the right word is, I don't know, they call them tags and all these different things. So you don't know what it is that will be one word that Google will know. Just write the whole thing. Where do I find how to braid hair? Who is the nearest hair braider near me? This is my postcode. This is my town. This is where I live. This is, the minute you put that into Google on the internet, the answers will come. And that's when you start connecting with yourself. Because what lots of people tend to do is, they know who they are, but they don't want to go out there and look for what that person is looking for. They lock themselves away. This is not healthy. Especially now that technology has opened up the doors to all of us. In some homes, I know myself, I have two phones. Two phones. One of that phone could, apparently, years ago, took people to the moon. One phone. The technology in one phone. Then you have iPad. Then you have laptop. Then you have smart TV, smart this and smart that. But are we using it to our own benefit? No. We need to do that. Invest in knowledge is the third one. So I said I'll give you 7 tips. So we've done 1, we've done 2. The third one, invest in knowledge. So now you found out what you want. You know what your body wants. I knew I wanted to share skills of braiding. I know I want to share skills of empowerment with you now. And that's why you see me invest in books every day. That's my bookshelf. And this is nothing. This is just the basic books that I call on immediately. I want to do something. I just look in here. I have books in my bedroom, in my living room, everywhere. Because I am hungry for knowledge. Because I'm looking for that thing that will change our lives. I traveled miles and miles away to the US, to Africa, chasing knowledge in hair braiding. Chasing the history of hair braiding. I bought books to guide me. That's what you do once you know what you want to do. The only place you can start going wrong is when you don't know what you want to do. When you don't know who you are. I mean, I sit here and I get so many people reach out to me. Oh, please, could you send me some money? Could you send me? This is all I hear. not interested in listening to that. I would love to invest in people. But I want you to be very, very clear what you want to do. I want you to be very open with yourself. This is me, and I want to see an effort you have put in to show that you are ready for this knowledge. Because I know I was there. I mean, there's a picture I saw recently somebody sent to me on WhatsApp. And this young man, practically naked, okay, he's wearing shorts, young child. And he's sitting by a basin, that's my background now, a basin full of cassava. And this is cassava that is used to make gari. And he's so tired, he just slept off on this. He just sat by the basin and slept up with it, tilting his head back in the basin. And the message was, it does not matter what you're going through now. If you stay focused, most of the people who are out there now, great people, they started from that. And that connected with me. Because I was that person. I remember primary school, going to school, we'll come back from school and my dad would chase us to go meet my sister who owned a farm, and we go to the farm and we start, harvesting cassava. And we harvest it and put it in a basin, just like this young man. And sometimes we're so tired because we just came from school, we have not eaten, and we'll just sit down there and rest. And my sister will be laughing at us. And when we're done, what we used to do, she would take some of those cassavas, and there used to be other people who come to sell food in the farm. And so they've got their rice and chicken or whatever they had cooked. And then she would give them some cassava and they would give us some rice. So it's like a barter thing. It wasn't money. And that's when we would eat our first meal of the day. I will come straight from that farm, we'll go to her place and we're peeling this cassava ready to, grate the cassava and prepare gari. So I know what it means to be empty, to be completely zero, to have nothing. I know. And I'm still going through it. I won't say I'm at that stage that I used to be. Yes, life has changed, things have got a lot better. But I know because I started from there. And I know how much effort I have put in to pull my act together. So if I say to you, invest in knowledge, it's for your own good. Because I know so many people who just think the best thing to do is sit down, do nothing, and just complain and moan and be unhappy. The funny thing about life is none of us this is a journey. It's a journey. It will be over in no time. We come, we go. I know so many relatives who have come and gone. People I'm younger than. Shocking. But you see, you have to make the best of your everyday. You have to put in that effort to make this lifetime worth living. So when I come here with information, with advice, with experiences, and I'm sharing them with you, because I want to empower you. That's the whole point. To empower you. When you are empowered, I am empowered. So anyway, invest in knowledge, and those who gain knowledge, those who lack knowledge are the people who suffer. The Bible said that too. It said my people suffer for lack of knowledge. And this is why we now know that the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Because when you don't have knowledge, where do you want to start from? Knowledge gets you ready. Knowledge empowers you. Knowledge prepares you. Knowledge allows you to think. So that's why you must invest in knowledge. It's not enough, and I tell you, lots of us do that. We think the best places to put our money is in our clothes, is in our shoes, and in our makeup, and our designer bags and our perfumes and all of that. Nothing is wrong with having those. But you can go into that when you've done the other bit, when you invested in you as a person. Because that knowledge in you, no one can steal it away from you. No one can take the knowledge you have away from you. People can take your clothes. You may lose your home, which I did. You may lose your car. But you don't lose the knowledge in your head. That that knowledge stays with you for as long as you are alive. So that's why I encourage people, first thing you do, invest in knowledge. So number 4 is practice what you have learned. Remember, you've invested in knowledge, they've taught you things, this knowledge is now with you. The thing with knowledge, we used to say knowledge is power. Knowledge is not power until you practice it. So many events and places, workshops I've been to, and this particular man says it's not shelf knowledge, it's self-knowledge or self-education, not shelf education. Shelf is sitting down there, that's shelf. And some of us will just get that knowledge and we'll put it on the shelf. I know a lady I trained some time ago, and the next thing she's calling me and she's moaning how her life hasn't changed. And I said, what about the training you did? He said, to be quite honest with you, I put the training head in my Arctic. And I'm saying, your training head is in the Arctic. How is it going to benefit you sitting in the Arctic? Because the training head is what you use in practicing your skills. Oh, well, my life was so messed up, I didn't even know what to do. And was I surprised? No. If your knowledge is sitting in the Arctic, it's of no use to you. If your knowledge is sitting in the shelf will not read the books. So when you have knowledge, you practice it. You use it. And that's why each time I read anything that's interesting, I come here and I share it with you. The more I share what I know with you, the better I get at what I'm doing. So make sure you practice what you've learned. They normally say to us that, and this is true, when we're in school, the teacher says, oh, don't copy your friend's work as kids. And that's what we grew up with. And that really damaged a lot of us. Because we see people doing things that we could have done similar, we don't copy because we think, oh, they're doing it, so if I do it, it will look like I copied them. No. Watch out everywhere. Everyone copies everyone. There's that command in the computer, copy and paste. Copy and paste, and what you do is make changes to suit you. Because right now, there's no new knowledge in the world. Every knowledge you're dealing with is knowledge that's been there. Most times when I look at all these apps, all the things, download this app, download that app, download, all of them are similar. All the software we're dealing with on the computer are similar. Once you know how to use 1, 2, 3, the rest of them are so connected. So copy and paste. Watch what other people are doing and see, what can I get from this thing? How can I improve on this and make my life a lot better? Do that. It will change things for you. So practice what you've been taught. Practice it over and over and over. And you're going to see the difference that it will make. You get better at it. And this is where, again, to them that have, more is given. The minute you start practicing what you now have, you're going to get more and more of that. And that's how nature works. So 5, get a mentor. A mentor is someone who guides you. We all do need mentors. And my mentors are the books I read. And all the various events that I've been to. If I tell the amount of money I spent chasing knowledge, you'll be shocked. But you see, I don't look back and feel bad and say, well, why did I spend all that money? Because what it's done to me is open my eyes to see things I never saw. So this mentor is someone who's going to guide you. It's like the braiding courses I offer people. The minute my students finish and they are there dealing with difficult situations, they call me. Because life is not static. You're not going to go out there and say, oh yeah, I know it all now. I did a course and I'm the best at this. I'm an expert. No. Things will go wrong sometimes. And when they do, who do you call on? So mentors come in different forms. So even the celebrities, they all have mentors. There are mentors you pay thousands of pounds to for them to guide you right. Why? Because you remember what I said earlier, life recycles. whatever it is you're going through, somebody has been through that thing before. And so that recycling is, if a person has been through it and the person survived it, the person will be more than happy to guide you how to avoid that pitfall, or that pit, or that hole, or whatever it is that you would have dropped into. So that's why it's so important that you look out for a mentor, someone who will guide you, someone that you can run to when you need help. And trust me, your mentor is not your family. That does not work. Most family members have no clue who you are and where you're going. And so most times when you're in this scenario, and you're desperate, you're hungry for more information, they are wondering what you're talking about. Why? Because your spirit is not the same as the other person. The other person does not know what it is you're looking for. And sometimes we get really angry with our relatives because they don't understand what we're trying to say. But it's not their fault, because what they don't know, they don't know. But when you're out there chasing people who know that very thing you're looking for, things get better because they connect with you. I mean, I had a student once who came from a really far distance to come and train with us. And she came with her mom, and her mom was like, oh my gosh, since she met you, she feels like she's with her family. And I said, how so? Because back home, when she's trying to explain what she wants to do with us, we never understood, and we were all trying to pull her out of it. We're trying to discourage her. We're trying to tell her, why are you trying to look into this? This is not your kind of... And she was persisting and insisting that she really must come out there and gain this knowledge from me. And when she came and I chatted with her, and we started talking, practically what they say, speaking the same language, or on the same hymn sheet, or reading from the same page. We were reading from the same page. And she realized that she wasn't going mental. Because most people, when you know something and you want to do that thing alone, and you're trying to deal with it, and people around you have no clue what you're doing, they mostly say to you, you've gone mental. They think, oh yeah, you're crazy. What are you talking about? What is that? But if you hang around people who know what you're talking about, now you feel at home. So that's what that means. A mentor will allow you to feel at home. A mentor will guide you properly. Find models. So now you've found this mentor. Mentor is guiding you, but you want to put your knowledge into action. Practice is different from putting it into action. So when I started working with braids and all of that, I needed people I would do their hair so that when I throw out this information, people would believe me. And that's one of the advice I give to anyone who's into any skills. Yes, you may be great at something, but nobody's going to know you're great at it if you don't showcase what you've done. And that's what models do for you. So you find out whenever you're trying to buy anything, even with clothes, you want to see someone who's worn that clothes before. You want to see someone who's worn that shoes before. You want to see someone who's bought that camera before and has used it. So especially with technology now, even in hotels, you want to see someone who's been to that hotel and say, it's such a beautiful place. Or someone who's been to that country and say, I loved it when I went there. Those are models. Because there'll be reviews. People will say, oh, that woman, she's horrible. Don't even waste your time going there. Oh, that place is amazing. And when I went there, I felt so at home. Those are models. So whatever you're doing, you want to put it somewhere that people can relate to and share their experiences. And that's what a model does. Number 7, share your knowledge and experiences. So now you've worked with a model, you've got a mentor, you've known who you are, you've invested in yourself. So now you want to give your knowledge to other people who were once like you. And that's how the world rolls. People who were once like you now are looking for people to guide them as well, just like I'm doing with you now. I've been there. I've chased knowledge. I wanted to know. I've been hungry out there chasing. Now that I've got it, I don't have to keep it to myself. I have to bring it out. The knowledge I have that God gives me every day is not just for me to use, it's for me to share. And that's what giving out means. But you see, to them that have and more will be given, because I have all this knowledge, because I'm chasing and I'm always asking for more, God gives me more. And that's the same thing with you. Now that you've got it, say you've gone this route I've explained to you, and you've gotten good, and you start giving it out, more will be coming your way, and you'll be giving them out. More will be coming, and you'll be. That's what life is all about. So it's not about sitting down there and expecting everything to happen, and you don't put any effort. It's not about sitting down there and getting all of this, and you don't give it out. Because just like the Bible says, like that man, the other servant who took all his talent, his one talent, and put it in the ground and locked it up, nothing will come back. If you don't go out there and use it, nothing will come back. You won't attract anything. There are lots of people out there who have so much skill, so much knowledge, so much information, and they lock it up, and they don't share with anyone. Guess what happens? They don't get more. So to them that have, more will be given unto you. So what I want us to do now, I finish with the 7 points, is we should go out there and chase success. We should come out of that point of feeling, I just want to survive. No, we've got more than surviving. We want to be great at whatever we do. We want to be the best versions of ourselves. We want to deliberately seek knowledge such that we can share with other people who lack it. More knowledge means more. It means more money. It means more popularity. It means more friends. More means you have more, and when you have more, you can share more. You can give to people who don't have because you have more. So, like we said, to them that have, more will be given unto them. So I'm going to leave it here today, and as usual, I'd like to hear your take on some of these things I bring out. I'd like you to share with me your experiences. What's going on? What, is this making any more sense to you? Are you empowering yourself? I'm very curious, and I want to know, because I want to know if I should keep doing more. Remember, to them that have, more will be given. If I should give you more, because if I'm not hearing from you, then that means you don't want any more. So I look forward to hearing from you. And please remember to share these messages with your friends. Remember to, subscribe to us, so whenever we're bringing our videos out, you are first to know. Remember to follow us on all the other social media platforms that we operate on. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, not that much. LinkedIn, it's been a while that I was there, but the other ones I'm quite popular on are there, Instagram and Facebook, and then of course YouTube. So I look forward to seeing you, and God bless you in everything you're doing.